and it kicked off with the man himself, man, on a mission. Jon Moxley returned. I was happy to see that this did kick off the show, and boy, did he have a statement. It was short and sweet to an extent, but Moxley, man, he started things off. One of his first sentences included an F-bomb on the TBS era, which was well deserved for clapping back at a fan. But this is the second time, first in a ring in front of a live audience, that we've seen Moxley this vulnerable in front of on camera. Moxley's the lunatic fringe as he's been, off the edges, and kind of his own mantra and his own way of doing things. But other than the time when he interviewed about Brody Lee, where we saw him get a little bit vulnerable, this was another time we saw him get vulnerable, rightfully so. I mean, this is the real deal. And there hasn't been a time that I can think of in AEW where the crowd was so quiet, so on the edge of their seat, so just captivated by every single letter, word, sentence that Moxley was saying. You could hear a pin drop. And that was a special moment for me.
Well said. Yeah. I felt like Mox, he bled babyface tonight. And
that's right.
It's because his life has a way of doing that to you. I think as he's a new dad, things seem to you get a different perspective on things when that happens. And I can speak from experience. I think, Mox is seeing it. And I was, it was one of those moments where during that promo where he talked about, basically stand up, be yourself, show the world your scars. Don't be ashamed of who you are.
Mm-hmm.
Wear that with pride.
Right.
And that right there, I mean, ultimate babyface message. It's true,
sure.
Man. If we all could just kind of tap into that spirit. I mean, that's a real fire that came out in Moxley tonight. And I think it's a great message, not only for, his mantra, you could tell he was fired up and he's ready for a war. I wouldn't want to be my guy, Ethan. This is the first time you'll ever hear me say, I don't want to be all ego, Ethan Page. That guy is $1 million, but I wouldn't want to be going against Jon Moxley. And more credit.
Not anytime soon, that's for sure.
No, Mox is going to bring some pain, and he looks like he's ready, man. But no, I think you said it really well. I think Moxley definitely he has a mentality right now that was shaped by some time off, where he was able to get some self-reflection, and it sounds like it made him better, stronger than ever.
Yeah, and I mean, I think this would be a great sign, a great mantra. We keep saying mantra. I mean, there's so many different, things that you could take out of Mox's story and Mox's promo and just relate to it. But at the end, how he's saying, I don't run from demons, I beat the shit out of them. And I think that's a reminder to everyone. And it was very special. And so glad to see he's back. And man, he was on a absolute warpath, fueled by blood, as he said, before this break. I can't imagine the mission and the brutality that he's going to give anyone in his path anytime soon, whether it be in AEW, GCW, anywhere around the world. Whew, man, I think he's going to be rising to the top. It'll be fun to watch him for a few weeks, just go through people, but quickly get reignited into that title picture, whether it be the TNT title picture or the world title picture. So man, it was awesome.
Mox is definitely, I mean, that it's only a matter of time before Mox becomes at least in that conversation for a world champion again. And, a lot of times with these comebacks, dude, AEW, we were talking about it with the Lance Archer match where Frankie Kazarian is second most wins in AEW. And, a lot of times with these comebacks, you'll see, like you just said, people padding their stats. Brother, he ain't padding his stats with going against Ethan Page right out the bat. How I feel. You know how I feel about Ethan Page. You know that I think that guy checks that's becoming one of. I've noticed as I've listened back on the show, checks all the boxes as a crayfish special.
Well, that says a lot coming out of you, because you sometimes are a little hesitant to check
that last box.
We'll checking boxes, or I'm like, give a letter grade. I'm like, when will someone get an A plus? You know, it's hard to get an A plus out of Crayfish, and checking all those boxes out of Crayfish is definitely a huge stamp of approval.
Yeah, I think I see a ton of upside in Ethan Page, and he's going to be tested, man. Moxley looks ready,
I think
and
it's just going to be. We thought him versus Preston Vance was going to be a good match, but boy, did he just plow through
yeah,
Preston Vance.
yeah,
And I think
bloodied him up pretty
sadly, it's going
bad.
to be this. It's going to be the same thing with Ethan Page. I think Mox is just going to be. It's I know it's going to be a warpath and bloodpath, but I know.